Why do you feel dance is important to a culture?
I feel dance is important to culture because it's one way of expressing their lifestyle.
Why do people dance?
To express their feeling.
Why do you feel dance is important to a culture?
I think dance is important in culture because they get to express where they come from.
What can we use to describe dances from various cultures?
The difference, movements, the space they use, the relationship between the two dances.
We can see that, the world is huge, right? Our little planet Earth there with all of the different continents and countries, and it also represents all the cultures.
Culture,
Tradition.
It's tradition and how you express yourself and how you grew up.
Culture shows how a person's lifestyle and their background.
And we can teach people more about how, what we learned at home.
We've got to start thinking about, what or how many dance cultures and dance forms exist. So what I want you guys to do is you're going to get some chart paper and I want you to think about at least 5 dance forms in your group. I really wanted the kids to be aware of the global diaspora of dance and how massive it is with respect to the amount of dance forms that could potentially exist. So the most written about dance form, for example, would be ballet. And a lot of kids might be able to identify with that from, going to a library. If you go into the movement section, you're going to see a lot of ballet and modern. But they may not necessarily see other dance forms, and there are many. So this project was really to bring that awareness up and empower them by allowing them to research and share the information that might be omitted.
What I learned in dance today in the lesson is that there's different types of dances. There's Bhangra, step, ballet, and etc.
These are some of the dance forms that I found that you guys were most interested in. Now, one of them is going to be hip hop. One of them is Bhangra traditional dance. One of them is Rumba. One of them is Hindi traditional dance. One of them is Bhangra modern. I've stuck them in the room. You have to go look for the one that you want to participate in. What dance would you like to research and share with the class? So go to your dance style now, please. Obviously, you're going to have to do your research. You don't want to misrepresent your dance form, right? You don't want someone that comes from that culture to feel that you're interpreting their movements inaccurately. What's important is that they were supposed to educate themselves on the movements. By gathering their research, they could feel more positive about how they're representing that culture. After picking maybe about 4 to 5 movements from what they researched, trying to bring it into their own in a respectful way. And at the same time, sharing it with the class and educating the class on maybe what it's called or why it's used. And use the creative process, the elements of dance, to then bring about their dance performance in a very creative way so that ultimately at the end, everyone has learned a little bit about everyone else's dance and why people dance in the first place.
I think it's important to study dance forms because if you're given a dance form and if you didn't study it, then the culture whose dance it is might feel offended.
If we want to get into the culture and we want to find out more about what makes that dance unique, what resource could help us get more information?
Internet.
The internet. Awesome. Aliyah.
With your friends, if you're they could teach you more about their culture.
Good. Friends become very good resources to build on the cultural context for dance. after picking maybe about 4 to 5 movements from what they researched, they could feel more positive about how they're representing that culture.
I learned that creating a dance is not that hard, but you just need to keep on practicing.
What's another move that you guys have?
And then Kohan would be there.
I mean, you could go from that. That could be original A. So you don't necessarily have to throw away that original piece.
And what I learned about my classmates was that they dance very well.
I built more confidence today, and I think other people learned more confidence too.
I thought I wouldn't work good with Shantana and Nikisha, but I actually did, and now we're really good friends.
What I learned about myself was that I'm a little bit better in dancing than I thought I would be.
Yeah, we never knew they could dance like that. We never
Yeah.
saw them like that.
Their steps, they really focus on them. They can really concentrate.
Yeah.
So can we please start off with hip hop?
Dancers usually wore loose clothes and baggy pants to be more flexible.
For headwear, it was usually fitted hats.
This is a sari, a petticoat, our high heels, long traditional skirt, our bracelets, and blouse.
When people dance to Bhangra, they use props, such as this. This is called a shikha. It opens and closes.
Unlike all the other ballroom dances, ballroom rumba emphasizes one body movement more than their footwork.
The international appeal of Bollywood dancing is something that has been many decades in the making.
Here we go.
Do 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Cross, right, cross, spin,
And then we face
there is no gender stigmas, and the kids are not going to fight you on learning it because of the way it's presented. It's like I'm sharing a move with you, and the togetherness of it will allow people to just be respectful. We did your move, now do my move.
I learned Bhangra, which was Punjabi. I really didn't know it was a different dance from Indian, but today I learned that.
I learned more about Bhangra, and I learned more moves of other kinds of dances.
I never knew how to do rumba, so now I learned how to do it. It's kind of like step, but you move a lot.
I also learned some moves from other dances, and my favorite move from all of those was the TikTok body roll from hip hop.
And I've also learned that rumba, it's different, and it's kind of like ballroom, but more steppy and happy.
Does anyone have a sort of a comment that they'd like to just say about why this project would be important to do?
Other people get to learn about the different kinds of religion and dance forms and different kind of people and doing the dance, and they get to learn about something about the dance.
So people they get interested in the dance and they start doing the dance.
Like you could show how like your religion and how your culture is.
People get more respect to other cultures because they know more about it.
Dance is also a way that people relate, and it's another way for people to sort of express who they are. And that was, I believe, a nice bridge, because kids could see the similarities from what they're used to doing with another culture.
Similarities and different dance forms? Well, yeah, there's lots of them.
They just have different movements, like they have different fast beat, they have different levels, and they have different styles of their own.
You can express it in different ways. It's how you want it to be and how you want to show off.